How's it, guys? So welcome to the recap video of last week's long question for week 6, which was budgets. And again, I can't emphasize enough how important it is that you guys go through these long questions, even though it's not graded, because it definitely will give you an idea of what to expect in the final exam. Alright, so I assume you guys all gone through this question in a fair amount of detail, and really this video is just about going through the solution of the question. Alright, so the required ask is to calculate the budget of raw materials purchases for October, and this company was KC Limited. So a reminder again that the process is typically we find out what sales demand is. Once we know what sales demand is, we will know how much production we need to meet that sales demand. And then once we know how much production we need to meet that sales demand, we'll know how much raw materials we need to meet the production. And that's effectively will be the raw material purchases. Alright, so I'm going to just show you the solution. You guys have read the question, I'm sure, and if we have a look here, you'll see, and the solution is available to you guys, but I've prepared the solution both in T account form as well as the table form. So you'll see again that the required ask for October, and if you remember from the illustrative example, even though it's asked for October, which is the second month, we do need September because we need an opening balance. We do need November. We need September and November because of the following requirements that says 20% of the next month's production, 20% of the next month's budgeted sales. And we then also need December, because December influences the inventory of November, which influences the production of November. And remember, October needs to incorporate 20% of November's production. So effectively, even though we need October, we need the previous month and we need the 2 future months because of the requirements of 20% of the next month's production and 20% of the next month's budgeted sales. Alright, so first things first, if we just take the table approach, and I'll go with it to the T account approach. So finished goods first. We first need to know how much finished goods we need to match the sales that we need. So the base inventory, the question told us we need 5,000 units of inventory in finished goods plus 20% of the next month's sales. So 20% of the next month's sales. So for remember, we're busy with October, so the next month would be November. November, the question tells us is going to have 31,000, so 20% of 31,000 would be 6,200. Okay, so that means at the end of October we need 11,200 in closing inventory, and here is my T account, 11,200 in closing inventory. Then the next thing that I need, remember the T account is on the credit side we have sales and theft if there's any, as well as closing stock. There's no theft in this question, so we have closing stock of 11,200, which is calculated as base inventory plus 20% of November. Alright, then we need to deduct the opening stock, and remember the opening stock will be for October, it will be the end of September's opening stock, and September's opening stock will be the base inventory of 5,000 plus 20% of the next month, which in September the next month would be October, and we know that October's sales is 27,000, so 20% of 27,000 is 5,400. Right, so and that two added together gives us the opening balance of finished goods, which means that in total we need 27,800 units of raw material for finished goods. but just to bear in mind that every unit takes 2 kilograms, so 27,800 units is effectively 55,600 kilograms of raw material. Okay, which means that from raw material we must have gotten 55,600 kilograms. So this is the double entry for that amount, but it is just effectively times 2 because that's in units and this is in kilograms. Finished goods are in units, whereas raw material is in kilograms. Right, so now that we finished with the finished goods, now it's simply just the raw materials. And again, on the credit side, we have in the raw material, we have what's used in production, effective if there's any, the desired closing stock. And the desired closing stock, they told us, is the design closing stock is 15,000 kilograms plus 20% of the next month's production. And this is why you need that extra month. So 15,000, right, is the base. Then we need 20% of next month's production, which you'll see come to 60. Next month's production is 63. 20% of that is 12. But how do we get there? Well, firstly, we have to do November. The same thing we did for October, we have to do for November. So in other words, we do the base inventory and 20% of next month's sales to get to the closing inventory of November. We add the sales for November. That means that gives us 43,000 minus the 11,200, which is October's closing stock, which means we need 31,800 units of finished goods for November, and it's 2 kilograms per unit, so we need 63,600 kilograms of raw material for production in November, and 20% of 63,600 is 12,780, and so that's how you get to the 12,720, and so 15,000 plus 12,720 is 27,720, and then the opening raw material, which is that amount, we do the same exercise for effectively for September, and September is base inventory of 15,000 plus 20% of next month's 20% of next month's production. So next month's production is 55,600, which we've worked out already previously, and so 20% of 55,600 is 11,120. When you add that together, you get 26,120, and that's your opening stock. And now when you have desired closing stock plus units used in production, it gives you the 83, less the opening raw material gives you the raw materials that must be purchased. And if the purchase price per kilogram is 6 Rand per kilogram, we therefore will need to pay 6 Rand times 57,200, which is 3,4,200 per kilogram. Alright, let me just change this here so not to confuse you. It should be next month's production. Alright guys, thanks. I'll end this video here for now. Thank you so much. If there are any questions, feel free to watch the video again, or post on the discussion forum. Yeah, make use of the support activities.